Welcome back to Java Part 2. Today we're going to be talking about variables. What are variables? Variables are just storing data in memory. So we have one of the most simple things that we can do is Boolean. So Boolean is just a true-false value, so we can set it to false. And then we got integers. What is an integer? An integer is just a whole number. So we can have integer u is equal to 1000, or we can have integer y that is equal to whatever number this is. Now you might want a decimal point, and we do that with a double. Double p is equal to 99.99. Now you might want to store one letter. One letter is a char, so we can do char o is equal to anything we want, but it just has to have an apostrophe on each side. We can also do char c as a number as well, because 6 is still a character. We can also do special symbols with char, so we can do a new line with char as well. Now you might want to store a word or a phrase. So we can do string, which is a string of characters, and we can define this as hello. Now you want to make sure whenever you're doing this, you have a capital S on your string because our string is an object. And we can also have arrays, which are just essentially big lists. So we can define our type, then we can give it a name, and then we can set it equal to a new integer array. And then we have to give it a size. Now that we gave it a size, we have an integer array. So we have 10 integers that are indexed from 0 to 9. Now you might be wondering how we access everything in our list. We can do this by accessing a at 0. This is just our index spot. And before we access it, we need to add some values. So this is a difficult way. We can set each spot individually. We can also define an array, giving it our starting list of variables that we want inside of it as well. Now, as you can see, we wrote a little bit of simple code with a for loop. We index through the whole array of A and then the whole array of B, and we print a new line in between. As you can see down here, we have 1 to 10 and 1 to 10, which is exactly what we have up here in our indices. Now, since Java is an object-oriented programming language, we can come over here and make our own object. So we go over to our Java file, we click on new class, we can name our class whatever we want our object to be. So in this case, we're going to go with a vending machine. Now, we first have to make a constructor, then we can give it some variables. So we gave our object an array of strings and a number of products that it can hold. Now let's make it so we can change some variables in our vending machine. So this is a mutator. We can input a string and we can input a integer. So that we could take our integer that we gave our method and our string that we gave the method and go up to our list and change the item at number spot, and we change that to iname. Now let's make an accessor method to view what items we have in our vending machine. So with this new method, return item, we return a string and we give an integer called number. And we take the index from item names and we return the string that we have in there right now. So coming back over to our main method, we have to actually instantiate our object first. So here we've instantiated our vending machine V and just given it a blank slate. So if we go over here to the code, we have only called this method right here. So we have currently an empty item names and we have a quantity of products is equal to 0. So we can come over here and give our vending machine a new item. So we can call methods on our vending machine. So we do v dot, this is the Java syntax for calling a method, and we can pass it a string, which is our item name as you can see here, and our index value that we're going to store it at in our vending machine. And then to check to see whether it got stored or not, we can actually print out our index at 0. And after commenting out all our previous code right here, I made a new print statement that says v.returnItem, which is our method we called, and we pass it the index is 0. And over here you can see we return Bepsi, which is what we put in our array list. Now we have this print statement v.returnItem at 1, which we never initialized. So if you come down here, we can see it prints out null. Null means that no variable is stored there. That has been part 2 of the Intro to Java course, and I hope you learned something, and I will see you in episode 3.